Do it all and I'm around, you scared to do. I'm not. As long as you joking, now in for me. I ain't got it. I've been scheming, do it. Hide your body. As long as you dreaming about me, ain't no problem.
Welcome back, you all, to another episode of Social Swans Collective. Today, we're going to go over a topic that I know you guys all have been kind of wanting, and that's keeping routines, whether it's cold outside, you're on vacation, you're not feeling it. The goal is to keep going and to keep those routines. So today we're going to discuss how to keep the routines, why do you want to keep those routines, and get you going on your way for success for your week, your month, your year. And hopefully by the end of this, you feel empowered to jump into your day and finish up that task that you've been pushing off for this week or this month or this year, and just get to it because you can do it. And hopefully you'll have some tools by the end of this as well that you can take, that I use for myself personally to try to keep me on track with my goals and the routines that I have. We're going to discuss routines for nighttime care, for your workouts, for drinking more water. So we'll go through a couple of these different topics because one may relate to you, but not the other, so on and so forth. So let's talk about it. We want to have routines because we want to maintain structure in our lives. Things can get so crazy sometimes between work and family and school and just anything else that you may have going on personally in your life. And I think that maintaining structure is really important because it allows us to know what we want to do the next day, to keep us moving forward, to keep us on track, right? It also helps us with our mental clarity and our well-being. Like, I know me personally, when I can go through my checklist and I do my meditations in the morning or I do my workouts, even when I don't feel like it, I always feel better afterwards. Even if I'm struggling to get out of the bed, I always feel better afterwards. So maintaining structure, mental clarity, well-being, all of that is reasons why we want to keep our routines. It's nice to know that we're going to do something for ourselves as well, right? Like, we need to do something for ourselves. And it's important to do that even if we can't early in the morning and we feel like we've marked off or checked off that thing that we needed to do for the day. Having a routine also reduces decision fatigue. Like, if you already know what you're going to do during a certain time of the day, you don't have to worry about making that decision, right? It's already kind of done for you. It's sketched in your brain that, like, hey, this is my routine. I do my workout at this time. I do my actual work at this time. I do my morning routine. I make my smoothie. I drink my water, whatever that thing is. Like, if you have a routine, it kind of helps reduce having to make certain decisions throughout the day, what decision you want to make or when you want to make it. It also increases your productivity and your efficiency because, again, you know what you're going to do already. It's part of your routine. You don't have to think about it. It's like second nature, almost like breathing now, right? So that's another good thing why we want to keep routines. It also builds good habits, right? Like, they say it takes about 28 days, I think, to build a habit, only like 14 days to break a habit. Or is it 14 days to build a habit, then 7 days to break a habit? I have to look at that again. But nonetheless, you have to keep, stay consistent with what you're doing, and it builds a good habit of the good things that you want to do versus the bad. Again, it reduces stress and anxiety because you know what you want to do. You're feeling accomplished when you create those routines and stick to those routines. It's less unpredictability, and you're creating more of a structured environment for yourself. It also creates self-growth, right? Like self-care and self-growth. That's really important. If you want to work out more, you'll feel more fit. You'll feel more confident in that outfit that you want to wear, and, feel more comfortable going outside and doing more things that you want to do. And when you know what to expect with your routines, you also feel like you have more control, right? It's important to feel like you have control over your life and your decisions and what you want to do next. So having that routine helps you feel more control of what you're doing and who you are. It also supports good mental and physical health, especially if you're trying to get to sleep on time and getting enough sleep, or staying active, or eating well, or keeping both your mind and body in good shape, right? These are all good habits. These all support your mental and physical health. So again, good routines, good habits, they all kind of just like ebb and flow into one another. It also creates time for self-care, like I said, and growth for yourself, your hobbies, your social connections, your self-care activities. All of these are important to building who you are and your character and expressing yourself to others. So routines across the board, just from beginning to end, are good to have. You start building more friendships and networking habits, and, you know, going to social engagements as well around these events and routines and things that you want to do more of that make you happy. So, you know, starting a routine can be really hard in the beginning. It's incorporating things that you don't normally do, right? However, once you get into a flow of these, you'll be so much better off for it and happier. Guarantee it. So I am no stranger to hitting the snooze button multiple times. I have an alarm that goes off at like 7. I've had to push that up a little bit or so that I can get up earlier because I just feel like I don't have enough hours in the day. And I realized that sometimes I won't have enough time to do everything that I want to do because some people work better in the evening, some people work better in the morning. Me personally, I feel like I'm more of a morning person. Even with hitting the snooze button, I feel like I do my best work, I'm my best self in the morning versus at night. Like, and so some things that I have learned is that, you know, I just got to stop hitting that snooze button. Let's start with that, right? That's really hard to do, but choose a time frame that, like a time in the morning that you know that you can fit everything in that you want to do. Like me personally, I want to make sure I meditate in the morning. I'd like to journal in the morning. I want to do a workout in the morning. And before you know it, I look up and like hours have gone by. I got to eat something too, right? So a lot of time will go by like so quickly before I realize it. And then my whole day is kind of just like gone. So making sure that you're waking up and choosing a time frame that you can fit everything in is very important, because otherwise you'll feel rushed and you won't be happy with the outcome that you're trying to achieve for yourself. So some of the things that I do, aside from trying not to hit my snooze button, because it's hard, especially during the winter when it's cold outside, all you want to do is just snuggle up so tight in that bed. And I sleep with the eye mask too, so I don't be seeing any kind of light. I am just chilling, and I can sleep for hours. Like, just as much as I love to go out, I love to stay in as well, baby. Trust me. Like, I really enjoy that. But one of the things that I do is I like to keep water by the bed. Like, one of my goals for this year is to drink more water. We can get carried away sometimes with like the cocktails and juice. Like, I'm not a soda person, but I can sometimes get carried away with juice. So recently a friend was telling me like, oh, you should keep water by the bed. And I was like, oh yeah, you know, that's a good idea. So now I try to keep water by the bed. Sometimes I'll wake up parched, or sometimes I just know I need water. I'll start my day with that. It kind of like refreshes me a little bit, and it makes me feel good to have that. Then I dive into my meditation. Keeping a meditation routine, I just started that this year. I won't lie, I got the Calm app for free through like T-Mobile Tuesdays, and I get that for a year. Before, I was using a different app. I think it was called the Meditation app. I think it was very simple. And it was cool. I liked it, but there were some features that I wasn't able to take advantage of unless I wanted to pay. And so I'm using the Calm app. I feel like even after this year, I would still pay for the subscription because it's just helped me out a lot. Like, it just 10 minutes a day. Even if I'm really, really tired, I'll just lay there and listen to something. And it kind of just gets my brain going and my happy juices flowing, I guess, if you want to call it that. And it keeps me off of my cell phone right away. Like, of course, I have to grab the cell phone in order to get to the Calm app, but I try to avoid social media in the morning. You're allowing all these other people to come into like your bedroom before you even have a chance to do something for yourself. Like, you're already checking in on somebody else and what they're doing. Worry about self first, okay? Worry about what you're doing first and what you need to do for you. because that's more important than what someone else is doing. I guarantee you that. So I stay away from my phone in the mornings. I try to do my 10 minutes of meditation to put me in a good state and focus on myself. It has a daily check-in, so you can, check in to see how you're feeling, whether it's happy, sad, content, anxious. So I think that that's a really good way for me to check in with myself and how I'm feeling and where I want to go for the day. Because if you don't know where you are, you don't know where you need to go, right? It's reevaluating, it's taking note of self and where you are at that moment, right? Like, I think that that's most important. So after I wake up, drink some water, do my little meditation, at that point, I'm trying to jump into my workout routine, right? So I'm trying to work out at least 3 times a week. I work from home. I feel as though there's no excuse for me not to work out now. I used to commute, at least an hour each way. That's 2 hours a day. That's 10 hours a week. That's a lot. Now that I work from home, I feel as though I can repurpose that time, right? The whole goal is when you get some time back in one area, you should be trying to put that time someplace else that's a little bit more productive, right? So that's what I'm trying to do, is be more consistent with my workouts, especially if I'm more consistent with my workouts at home, then I'll be more consistent with my workouts when I travel, right? Like, my body will kind of crave that. It'll be, if I'm not working out while I'm on vacation, and sometimes my vacations can be like weeks at a time, it's like my body will look at me like, you've been eating all these tacos and seafood and all of this other stuff, and you haven't been working out. Like, what's going on, girl? So I try to stay consistent with that. I want to work out 3 times a week. And what I'll do when I'm not really feeling it, especially like in the morning, like, just get up and wash your face. Like, something so simple as like just splashing water on your face will wake you up. Like, do a good little scrub of your face and you'll feel so much more lively than you realize. So I try to start with like washing my face in the morning before anything else, so that I can get my day going and I feel like a little bit more energized. So meditation, water, wash your face, stretch a little bit. Don't go into that workout without stretching, y'all, because I know some of y'all don't like to stretch and it takes an extra 5 minutes. But if you're getting old like me, then you need to stretch. Don't disqualify that stretch. Like, don't discard it. Go ahead and do that stretch before and after. Okay, please take care of yourself. Again, self-care is very important. Something else that also helps me a lot when it comes down to trying to stick to my routine, I think I mentioned this before in another episode, is my daily/weekly/monthly calendar. Like, it makes me so happy. If you're on the YouTube version, you can see that I'm holding up a little planner. If not, if you're on the podcast, I will still drop this in the link below in the description so that you can see which planner I use. And it has a tracker on it. It's really cool. And so, it just has one for every day. And you can write down what your goals are for the week and to stay on track. And so for me, I have workouts, I have journaling, I have meditation. I'm still trying to learn my Spanish, which I am slacking on that a little bit. I won't lie. I need to incorporate that a little bit more. And then reading and research, because obviously being a creator, that I need to do research all the time. So these are things that are on my weekly planner. And it also has a monthly section as well, so that you can kind of break down your goals within those weeks and those days to stay on track. I know that a lot of people don't like writing in planners, or they think that it might be a waste of time. But me personally, I feel like it really helps keep me on track for the things that I need and want to do. There's even, an area for health and fitness, personal development, friends and family, relationships, self-care, fun and recreation. So it's not only keeping you on track with the things that you want to do, but also the things that you have to do. And again, breaking it down weekly so that you can stay on track. And I feel that it's most important to not only fill this calendar out weekly, but to do it before the week starts, right? You don't want to be in the week trying to figure out what you want to do for the week. And it's okay to still add some things, or if you don't always check every single thing off, right? Like, for instance, my workout, even though there's a box for each day, I only want to work out 3 days a week. So I know that typically I just like to do my first workout between Monday and Tuesday to get my week started. But this helps me break it down, especially in areas that you can tend to forget about. You can be so focused on your health and fitness, but you're not, looking at your relationship, or you're not looking at your self-care, or vice versa. You're so focused on fun and you're not looking at your personal development. So I really like this journal and planner, because it allows me to look at like many different areas of my life and allows me to plan accordingly for that. So like I said, I'll drop the link for the one that I purchased. It was off Amazon. I get one of these every year around my birthday in December, to try to fill it out before the new year. And I feel like it's been helping out a lot. It also has a section in the beginning for like your yearly goals and bucket list items. And it even has a section for my ideal routine. Look, amazing. So yeah, my ideal routine: meditate, gratitude, drink water, eat breakfast, take vitamins, right? Because again, I'm getting old, so I need my multivitamin. And I use sea moss and burdock root and ashwagandha. I'll drop it in the link, the link in the bio. Ashwagandha. There we go. I don't know why I could not get that for a second, but ashwagandha. And it's just like a multivitamin that has all of that in there. And I feel like that kind of helps with like some of my energy and, hair, skin, and nails, and just everything that I want to do. Stretching, exercise, making my own lunches. Like, these are things that I want to incorporate in my daily routine. And again, I feel like this planner helps kind of keep me on track. Some of these things sometimes I forget that I want to do, and I'll look back in my calendar. I'm like, oh yeah, like I need to look into this a little bit more, or it's a reminder to stay on track. So anyway, like I said, I'll drop that in the bio or the description, so that you guys can have ideas of what I use to kind of stay on track. And of course, you don't have to use this exact one. You may want a planner that's a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger, or, I like this size because I can carry it around with me when I travel. I know that your phone is a planner now. Your phone can track your habits and all of that, but I am old school. I'm a pen and paper kind of girl. So I like to write it down. I like to physically, with the pen or pencil, cross off the items that I need to do for the day. I feel more accomplished when I can use an actual pen and cross it off. So I'll drop that down for you guys below. And it helps me just stay ahead in visualizing what I want to do, right? I think it's beneficial to have a planner if you can. Circling back to the workouts. Working out while on vacation is one of my major goals for this year. I really want to be more consistent with working out when I'm on vacation, because I can get carried away with so much fun and sleeping in, and these things are great and all. However, my health is still important. And if I want to keep, the hot body for the summer, body yaddy yaddy, then I need to make sure that I stay on my routines. And again, I believe that starts at home before you even get to vacation. If you're anything like me, you're not much of a gym girl or gal, I've tried gyms before multiple times, and I feel like I always end up wasting my money. When it's the winter time, I don't want to walk there. It's too cold. When it's summer, it's too many people in there and the machines are all taken. I feel a little insecure. Even if I know how to work the machines, I still feel like everyone's watching me. And then I feel like I end up wasting money. I end up wasting a lot of money on this gym membership and time going in there, checking it out. I mean, don't get me wrong, they do be having the saunas sometimes and the pools, and that is a plus. So if you are a gym person, by all means, please hit it, but just stay consistent with it. But for me, this particular episode is going to be about, not the gyms, but doing your home workouts. and staying consistent there, because you may go to that hotel that doesn't have a gym, or an Airbnb that doesn't have a gym. And then what are you going to do? You're just going to do a whole week or two with like not working out. That's not an option. That's no longer an option for either of us. Okay. So we're going to come up with some other options, with some workouts at home to kind of get you started. If you don't have weights, that's fine. You can start with body weights. I didn't get my weights until, I think it was like up until a month or two ago, when I realized, I was like, okay, I need something a little bit more to feel as though I'm getting a deeper kind of like, workout versus what I was doing before. But body weight exercises are great. Yoga, a quick HIIT class online. These are all really good options to start with. There's someone that I follow on YouTube. She's called Glow with Joe. First person I kind of like really looked into in terms of like workout routines, and I love her routine. So another thing that I will drop in the description is a link to her YouTube channel, because I love following her page. It's amazing. And she has low impact workouts. She has stuff for, the certain time frame that you want to do your workout in, whether it's a 15-minute workout all the way up to an hour workout. So some days when you're feeling lazy, that's okay. Like, the whole goal is just to get up and do it anyway, right? Like I said, do that meditation, drink that water, make a small smoothie to put something in your system, and then stretch and get straight to it. So there are some days that I'm feeling really, really lazy and I don't want to do anything at all, but I want to stay consistent. And so, you know what I'll do? Secret tip. She's been pregnant like 3 times, and she has workout videos from when she was pregnant. And they're low impact, but sometimes it's perfect for me. I will do her pregnant workout video, even though I am not pregnant at all. Don't plan to be anytime soon, but it helps me. Some of it is like floor workouts, or just something really, like I said, low impact. And I'll do that for like 15, 20 minutes. Or she has like walking routines where you're kind of walking and you're doing more stretching and, kind of working out your abs and your glutes. And it's just something so that you can feel accomplished for the day. It's nothing too strenuous, but it's something that you can say, like, I did my workout for the day, and maybe tomorrow or the day after, I'll want to go for that run, or I'll want to lift weights or do something a little bit different. I think that, again, when your mind is just mentally there, but your body isn't, like, that's very common. However, you just have to stay consistent and get your body on board with what your mind has to do. So get your mind and body on the same page and just do it anyway. When you do it anyway, then you condition yourself to keep going. And it doesn't always mean you have to give, oh my God, 100% every single day. It's okay if you give 50% some days, 20% some nights, or whenever you want to do your workouts. That is okay. Again, the goal is just to do it and be consistent in doing it. And the more and more you do, is the more and more you'll build on that and be happier for it. So another option for you, I know for you ladies, all us ladies out there, a lot of us are still on our periods and getting those times of the month. If you're not on, some type of pill or whatever, have an implant or something. And so there are times where I don't want to work out. I want to eat something sweet and I want to just relax and chill, but I know I need to be consistent. And again, that's when those low impact workouts really help. And you can do like more floor work where you're kind of just like working more on your abs and, kind of stretching more, doing yoga. My cousin actually sent me something a little while back that sometimes I'll still refer to, and it's like Darby workouts, and it shows you what you should be doing, what kind of workouts between certain times of your menstrual cycle. And I thought that was really cool. So, like in the beginning, it's like, oh, you can start with like high impact. And then over the course of it, you start doing more things like HIIT and then like yoga towards the end. Right. So it's really cool because it gives you like like what you should be doing in the menstrual cycle to kind of help you propel yourself and move yourself forward in times where you don't really feel like it. It's like, there's a whole science to it, right? So I thought that was really cool. Again, something else that I will drop in the description below if you want to check that out. it's really cool because it's a whole website, this Darby workout plans, and they have all these different type of workouts that you can do, and it shows you how to do them. So I thought it was really cool. It's something I keep on my phone, especially when I'm traveling, so that I have an option of like looking at these things if I don't want to do a workout video and I kind of want to do more of like a free flowing, free form type of workout. That's what I'll do. And that's another option as well, like free form workouts. You can do that too if you are familiar with working out already and you don't want to follow an actual guide or plan. But now that you have some tips as to what to do to work out at home, hopefully now you're feeling a little bit more encouraged and empowered for when you go on vacation, right? So now you're on vacation, you're eating all this food, you're drinking all these drinks, and you're like, I need to do my workout, right? But it's okay now because you know that you don't necessarily have to go down to the gym. You don't have to do that. You can just do some body weight exercises in your hotel, right? Right? Exactly. So do those body weight exercises. I had mentioned before, do some free form workouts as well. Those are really dope. Sometimes when I don't want to do an actual workout video, I'll just dance around the hotel room, like squat real low, drop it down low, and get to it. Put on your favorite jam and just move around as much as possible. Dip it low, bring it up high, move those arms around, stretch it out, all of that. So I think that a lot of us may feel a little silly when we're doing things like that. But I mean, we dance when we cook, we dance when we're out clubbing or doing things like that. So why not dance for your health and your exercise, right? Like in exercising. So you could do those free form kind of workouts or use the Darby workouts, or like I mentioned before, you can also go for a run. If you have space, then and you're a runner, take those running shoes. I love to do a nice little jog or run around a new area. It's a great opportunity for me to not only get some exercise in, but then on top of that, I'm also getting to know the neighborhood that I'm in, right? Like I get to check out that like restaurant as I'm walking by or running by, or that, activity that I might want to check out later. So I'm mentally kind of taking notes of the things that I want to do around the neighborhood where I'm staying. And it helps me kind of do like a small little city tour by myself. And then when I get back, I get dressed, look cute, and then I head out and I go check out that restaurant that I ran past a little bit earlier, maybe that morning. So that's an option. Other ways that you can kind of stay on track other than the planner that I mentioned before. I just got a new Apple Watch, and I had to upgrade my phone and all that. It was like pooping out on me. And I think I mentioned before, I'm not a big shopper, but when I do shop, I'll just do too much at one time. Like that is a bad habit. But I got the phone and I decided to like get the Apple Watch as well. Like I'm kind of late on that, whatever. I don't know. Nonetheless, I love the Apple Watch. It reminds me to stand up and move around and get your steps in. And there are other apps that you can use for alarms and alerts to keep you on track. You do not have to get an Apple Watch. Like if you already have, your phone, there are other apps that will allow you to do that and remind you. So don't think that you need an Apple Watch to do that. However, I personally love mine. I am not a watch kind of girl, and I wanted to start trying to get more into like watches and bracelets and all that. So I was like, let me start with this, especially for my runs, so that I don't have to carry as much stuff with me. So the Apple Watch is really great. You can use that or any other type of app to kind of like remind you of doing your workouts. I also use the Strava app for my runs and workouts. I like to use that so that it keeps track of my workouts, and it also shows me like a map of my runs. I think that that's just really cool, and I like to post my maps and look back on the places that I have done a run at. So that's just fun for me personally. And on top of that, it connects to another app that I use called Evidation. This app is really, really cool. Evidation is dope because it is a health and fitness awareness kind of app. And it gives you points for working out. So it gives you points for your workouts. It gives you points for answering survey questions in regards to health and wellness. It also gives you points for reading articles about health and wellness. And all of these points just add up. And you do have to reach 10,000 points, but then after you reach 10,000 points, you get paid $10. And, $10 is very small. Like, I get that. But if you're going to work out anyway, why not get the points? If you're going to want to learn more about health and articles of how to take care of yourself, why not get paid for it? So another link that I'll drop in the description. So I love this Evidation app. It links up to like my Fitness Pal, my walking apps, the Strava. It has a lot of different apps that it connects to so that you can like rack up those points a lot sooner than you think. And like I said, when you start working out, you'll get used to it, you'll get in the flow, and before you know it, you'll be racking up those points like all the time, and you'll be getting your $10 every other day. That's a meal right there. $10 is a meal. So I'll take my little, $10 for doing something that I was planning on doing anyway. So Evidation, Apple Watch, planners, free weights, the Darby workouts. I mean, there are so many things available for you out there. There are just no excuses as to why you cannot do it. Okay. All right. Now, moving over into keeping your skincare routine. I'm going to do a whole episode on skincare routines, and I'm going to show you some of my routines because yes, your girl does have more than one. I got a morning one, I got a nighttime one, and sometimes I switch things up if I find new products, right? Or if things get gifted to me. So, but in regards to keeping your routine, sometimes that could be a little bit hard because you're rushing in the morning or at night. You're tired, right, from the day, work, life, stress, all of that, and you just want to lay it down. So I get that. However, I think it's really important to keep a skincare routine, and my cat just be running around like crazy. I don't know if y'all hear that, but it's so funny. Anyway, keeping a skincare routine is very important, at least for me. It helps me with like my hydration and moisturizing and, keeping soft and supple skin that I like to have. And I don't wear makeup. Well, I do my eyebrows. My eyebrows are not necessarily just, they came with it, wasn't born with them, like looking all good. So I do my eyebrows, but I don't wear any other type of makeup. I don't do the eyeliners and foundations and mascaras and lip liners and all of that. Like, I wash my face, I use my products, my moisturizer, and I get going. And for my lips, I don't even use lipstick. I use like a lip gloss or a chapstick, and I'm on my way. So I know that if I want to keep the lifestyle that I'm living with not having to use makeup and feeling comfortable in my skin without makeup, that means I got to stick to my routines, and I got to do my research sometimes on the products that I like and that will do well with my skin. But like I said, I'll go deep into that a little bit more in another episode. But for now, in terms of keeping your routine, again, have those products like already out. Don't have your products underneath the sink, or I know not everyone has a lot of space on their countertops in their bathroom. However, if you have space to just keep your main things out, it's a reminder that it's there, that you need to do it every night and every morning. Make sure that you know that they're there, because if it's out of sight, it's out of mind, right? Out of sight, out of mind. So making sure that you're doing that. Maybe set a reminder for yourself. If you already have a time frame that you're going to sleep every day, then maybe set a timer for doing your routine every night, so that you can stay on top of that, right? So timers, making sure that your skincare items are like actually out and open so that you can be aware of them and reminded of them are very important. And beyond the physical self-care, again, going into your mental, right? All of this is supposed to be tied back into your mental state and well-being. So making sure that you schedule time for reading and journaling and doing other relaxing activities. Like for me, I don't like to watch a whole lot of TV. Like, I do love to binge a couple of things here and there or watch something and not think about it. But for me, I've realized that music is my therapy. Like, I love listening to music, jazz and R&B and lo-fi beats. Like, those things just make me feel good inside. If you're a gospel person, listen to your gospel. I think that those kind of routines of just, again, doing things that make you feel good are very important. Me personally, I love journaling. I love scrapbooking. That's Another little secret for y'all. I love scrapbooking. This is my journal. My friend gifted this to me for my birthday last year. And so I got to start fresh with my ideas and my feelings. And I just feel like it helps me a lot with sometimes things that I don't even really need to say. Like I'll write things out in my journal and I realize, okay, I don't even really need to talk about this anymore. And that doesn't mean don't get the mental health that you need, because if you do want to see a therapist and you feel like that's something you've been wanting to do, I've done therapy before in the past and I loved it. I thought that it helped me grow a lot as a person, as an individual, as a, partner to someone else. Like I think it helped a lot. However, I feel like journaling has a lot of power in it that a lot of people don't realize. And again, it takes a little bit of time to write things out, but it doesn't have to always be long paragraph form. Like you can do your journal brainstorming style or brain, bubble kind of style. And you can just jot down notes, like a bullet point of how you're feeling and the main points of what you're going through in life. And sometimes just writing things out makes you feel so much better. Like last week was just such a stressful week with me, for me, with just a lot of personal things. And I just felt like, oh my God, some days I just wanted to just cry. And some days I did. Like I went, I think like 3 or 4 days of just like crying each morning because I was so stressed out with just like all the things that I have to do. And I realized I was like, just journal it out, just lay it all out. I felt better and I was able to move forward. I think that letting go of your feelings and letting things out just allows you to process that and move on instead of just like sitting in it all day or all week, or even sometimes for some people months at a time. They're just like holding it on and bottling it up. So journaling, I feel like, is really important. It's relaxing. You could do this a couple minutes after your nighttime routine for yourself. Bundle up in bed, do that right before going to sleep. Listen to your Calm app, listen to your meditation app, do your journal, and drift off to sleep, okay? And rest well, peacefully, and wake up happy, joyful, and do it all over again. Again, like routine, consistency, and you'll see the change after even just a week. Like for me, a week of meditation made a world of difference. A week or 2 of journaling made a world of difference in how I showed up for myself, how I showed up for others, and how I processed the things around me that needed to be processed. The last thing that I want to talk about is building community. You're going to hear me say that a lot in regards to kind of keeping your goals and routines, building a community. That is also another key to keeping your routine and being successful. For me, I feel like I don't have like a huge, circle of friends. However, the ones that I do have encourage me. They know what's going on in my life and they hold me accountable. I think that when I'm talking about the things that I want to do, and that goes through too, like speak on it, speak over it, manifest it, talk about what you want to do, how you want to be, so that you can start making the moves to go towards it. And if you have people in your life that are really for you and supportive of you, they're going to ask, like, how is that workout plan going? How is that training for that marathon going? They're going to ask to join you on some of your journeys and hold each other accountable with maybe some of the things that they're doing in their life. So community is very important, finding like-minded people, building groups, going to meetup groups, whether they're social or they're physical. Well, some of them are like physical and social. Like you can find a run club, right? Or a walking group. I've done walking groups before and met some really cool ladies. Online communities, you can do accountability partners. Just all of that helps you keep your routine and keeps you motivated because you're seeing other people doing it, whether it's you feel bad because other people are doing it and you aren't, or you're feeling encouraged, whatever gets you out there. Like, don't beat yourself up. But sometimes it's okay to like see someone else doing what you said you were going to do. And you're like, oh crap, like I'm kind of slacking a little bit, right? So building a community, I think, is very important, and it encourages you to share more, to step into your power, step into what you've been trying to do, right? So this is your call to action. to, build that community, start taking those first steps and holding yourself accountable for what you want, because life don't wait for anybody. It's not gonna wait for you. It's not gonna wait for me. So do it now. We only have X amount of time on this earth. So make the most of it while you can, right? Why not? So these are some key points for you. As I mentioned before, I'm going to be dropping some links in the description for you that hopefully helps you kind of stay on track with planners and apps and tools available for you. And I'd like to hear more about your experiences. Like, what are your struggles with keeping your routines? What are some of the routines that have worked for you? What are some of the apps that have worked for you? Again, this is meant to be a community, and the more you engage, the more that it helps others. And I just want to see everyone happy, living life, thriving, living their best lives, and doing what they can to keep moving forward. This is your call to action, your encouragement to start small, stay consistent. Start small, stay consistent. It's okay if there's multiple goals that you want to achieve and incorporate in your daily, weekly, monthly routines. Start with a couple of things at a time, one thing at a time. Do one thing for a week consistently, 2 weeks consistently, then start adding more things to your docket, right? To your plate. And then that's when you don't feel as stressed out. Like sometimes we're so worried about the end result that we don't really take the time for the process, like we don't find joy or pride, or we don't give ourselves enough encouragement or praise for the steps that we have taken already. It's very important to praise yourself for what you've already done. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you drinking that glass of water today. I'm proud of you for taking that 10 minutes out of your day to meditate, or setting an alarm to, get off your phone for a little bit. I'm proud of you. Okay. Like those little steps add up to a better version of you. Because that's what we're here for, is to constantly move into better versions of you. I know that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to bring along my tribe with me. Like, I'm not trying to leave nobody behind. I'm not gatekeeping. I want you to live your best life. And I'm just trying to help you do it however you can. So again, this is your call to action, to start small, be consistent. Let me know what works for you, what doesn't work for you, how I can assist you in your journey, in your process, and how we can just be a community for each other, right? I'm part of your community now. You're part of my community now. So let's help each other out. And that's it for this episode of Social Swans Collective. I really hope you enjoyed this topic and the information that I'm going to give you in the description. And like I said, comment, follow, share, subscribe so that you can be on alert of new episodes that I'm putting out for you guys. And I really appreciate all the support that you guys are giving me right now. And I hope you have a wonderful week and take care of yourself. Okay? Bye.